Welcome, boys and girls, to Bible Buzz, where we have fun looking at stories in the Bible. That is right.
That spells Bible.
That spells Bible, absolutely. And I'm joined together with my sidekick, Neto. Say hi, Neto, everyone.
Oi, 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 oi.
It's always good to have Neto by my side. And we are excited, too, to welcome our referees. We have 3 referees because you guys are just so full of energy. We need all the help we can get. So we got 3 referees, Emily, Kaylee, and Grandma Tina.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We are so glad they're a part of the team. And we have 2 amazing teams with us here today. The first team, team number 1, please welcome the Blue Jays. All right. We have the Blue Jays here today. And Hawks, see if you can go a little louder than that. And we have today the second team, the Hawks. All right, very good. And you guys are joined together by our viewers at home, and we're so glad you're a part of this as well. And so today, Neto, we're going to dive in right into a story and then have a really fast-paced quiz. Are we ready?
I'm so ready.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, today, we're going to go back to the Old Testament where we see the nation of Israel. And you know what, boys and girls? The nation of Israel had many enemies. Many, many enemies. They often fought against enemies, and sometimes the enemies outnumbered Israel, and they surrounded Israel and gave them a hard time. One of these nations were the Midianites. The Midianites were these powerful army that surrounded Israel, and they outnumbered them or surrounded them for 7 years. They attacked them and took everything from them, gave them a really hard time. Can you imagine 7 years?
It's like older than me.
Imagine that. And Israel came to a point where they said, God, help us. Let's pretend we're the Israelites. How would we have prayed? Let's pray to God. God, help us. Help us. Right? Yes. And so Israel cried out to God, and God heard their cry. And God said, all right, Israel, I have a plan, and I have a man. His name is Gideon. Gideon. And so God chose Gideon and said, Gideon, I'm going to use you to fight against the Midianites, and you're going to beat them. You're gonna be able to win a battle against them. And so Gideon said, all right, no problem, God. I have strong, mean, big men who are going to fight with me. They're not afraid.
Really mean.
Just like Neto.
But Neto, you don't look mean.
It's because I'm not.
No, you're not. You're a good guy. You're a nice guy. But that was a good sound effect. Do that again. Ooh, that's scary. So Gideon said, I have my men. And so he said, all right, men, let's get ready for battle. And God said, Gideon, come here, Gideon. There's a problem. The problem is that there are too many.
How many were there?
32,000 men.
That's not too many.
Too many for God. And God said, no, there are too many, Gideon. We got to have a lot less. And Gideon said, okay. And then God said, all right, this is what we're going to do. Gideon, I'm going to give you a sermon to preach. And in your sermon, you're going to preach, you're going to say, all right, men, whoever's afraid, you can just go home. Just go back home.
Well, okay.
Neto, where are you going?
I'm afraid.
Come on, Neto, you're not afraid. We're in the company of some great teams here. We can't be afraid. Right now, Neto, no. So God said, if you're afraid, go home. So Gideon said, okay. So he preached the sermon, and guess what? You're not going to believe this.
How many went home?
22,000.
Oh my goodness.
22,000.
Hold on, I don't want to get
home.
confused. Hold on.
Are you doing the math, Neto? Do the math, Neto.
22,000
go home.
And then how
Gideon
many?
said,
22 you said?
22,000.
Hold on, I dropped a 0.
Don't forget the 3 zeros, Neto. You got 3 zeros there? 3 zeros.
10,000. 10,000 left.
10,000 are left.
Okay.
And then God comes to Gideon and says, Gideon, come here. What do you think God said? There's still too many men. And Gideon said, okay, what do you want me to do now? And God said, take them down to the water. Take them down to the stream and tell them that they can drink water. And I'm going to test them there. And so Gideon said, all right, men, before we fight, we got to be hydrated, so let's drink plenty of water. Let's go down to the waters and get some. So they went down to the waters, all the way down, and Gideon said, go ahead and drink, men. 9,700 of them said, water! And they came to the waters, and they just put their face into the water and drank as much water as they could. All they could focus on was the water. But 300 of them did something different. They went down to the water, and they kept their eyes fixed on the army of the Midianites. And they took that water and brought the water up to their mouth while they focused on their goal and on their mission. And God looked at these two groups and he said, I got my men. Do you think he chose the 9,700 or the 300? The 300.
Hold on, let me write that down again.
Isn't it amazing how God works? I mean, you would have thought that he would have picked the 9,000, but no, he picked the 300.
Hold on.
Are you doing the math, Neto?
Yeah, okay. The square
Guys,
root
we
of,
started with how many men did Joshua start with? 32,000. That is correct.
Right.
32,000. You got that, Neto? Do the
Yeah.
math. Then he preached a sermon. Whoever is afraid, just go home. And how many went home? 22,000. So Neto, you subtract 22,000.
10,000.
Minus 22,000. How many are you left with, Neto?
So I have 10,000 right now.
10,000. All right. So they went down to the waters, and some put their face right into the water, took their eyes off their goal, put their face in the water. How many of men did that? 9,000. They got it, Neto. So subtract 9,700.
That's 300. But this is just like 1% of the rest on that's not enough.
Can you imagine? Less than 1% from the men that Gideon started with. And so God said, go fight the Midianites.
And then they lost.
Actually, they won. Let me
Really?
tell you how they won. Can you believe it? They were given a trumpet, a jar of clay, and a fire torch. That's all they had, and that's all they needed. They came at night, and in a single night, guys, they defeated this massive army, and Israel won the battle. Can you imagine? That is just an amazing thing, because God gave them the victory, because there is nothing impossible with God. You can do all things when God is by your side. There is nothing to be afraid of when God fights for you. So that was our story today, boys and girls. And when we come back from our break, we're going to take a quiz and see how much you remember from this story. We'll see you soon.
Hello? Yes, I think my computer's broken.
Julie, what are you doing?
Hey, I'm trying to get on the Kids Network webpage, but it's not working.
Here, let me show you. Type in 3abnkids.tv. Once you're there, find the button that says menu. Then click on contact.
Oh, hey, look, I found the email address.
Now you can contact 3ABN Kids whenever you'd like.
Hello? Yes, it's working.
Welcome back to Bible Buzz. We just looked at a story about Gideon and his men and how God chose 300 men to defeat the army of the Midianites. What a great story. And now we're going to be quizzed to just see just how much we remember the story. So Neto, tell us how we're going to play this game.
Well, to play is really easy. Okay? I'll explain to you guys. There will be two answers on the screen for one question. One answer will be right, the other answer will be wrong. One is going to be the yellow one, and the other one's going to be the blue one. Okay? And to vote, we are going to show the ball, the color of the ball that we think is the right answer. Okay? Isn't that easy? You guys played it before?
All right.
I have a question for you guys. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but are you ready? Yeah! There you go.
Oh, Neto, that was a strong yes. I'm so excited you're ready. And so referees, give us a signal and we'll jump right in. Game time. All right, let's go with question number 1. How many men did Gideon start with? Was it A, 35,000? Or B, blue, 32,000? All right, kids, count down with me. 3, 2, 1. Answer, please. Correct. Blue. It was 32,000. Excellent job. Excellent job. And for those viewing at home, you might not have a blue or yellow ball, but go ahead, call out the answer, A or B, and we'll see how good you do. All right, let's go with the next question. How did the 300 men drink water? Notice the 300 men, A, bring water to their mouth, or B, put their face in the water. We have two groups. You tell us which one. One, answer please. That is correct. They brought the water to their mouth because they kept their eyes on the goal. The other men, the 9,700, they couldn't care. They said, I am hungry, or I am thirsty. They were probably hungry too, right, Neto?
I bet.
Yeah, I am thirsty. And all they could do was think about themselves. But the other men kept their eyes on the goal. Good job, guys.
Ready for
All
the
right,
next
let's
one?
go on with the next question. Why did 22,000 men go home and abandon the battle? Was it A, because they were afraid? Or B, because they were in the wrong battle? Oops. What's the answer? 3, 2, 1. Correct. It's yellow. A, they were afraid. That's why they went home. Excellent job, guys.
One more question?
Let's go on with the next question.
All righty. That's the
Let's
last
do
one.
it. Who were the people of God fighting against in this battle? Was it A, Midianites? Or was it B, the Philistines? They were both pretty strong, mighty armies. What's the answer in 3, 2, 1? Correct. I see yellow balls. Midianites are the ones who were defeated by the Israelites on that great battle. Excellent job, everyone. I'm pretty impressed, Neto, aren't you?
Yeah.
Very sharp. Because you guys know the Bible. Why do you know the Bible? Because you spend time in the Bible, and that's what this is all about, guys. As you spend time in the Bible, you're not just gaining all this knowledge of the Bible and all this Bible trivia so you can answer the right answers on quizzes and tests. No, the purpose of spending time in the Bible is because you get to know a person. And who is that person's name?
Jesus.
Exactly right. Isn't that what Bible Buzz is all about, Neto?
It is.
That's what it's all about. And if you're watching at home, I hope that you're also discovering that the best way to get to know Jesus is spending time in the Bible, in the Word of God, where you hear all these exciting and awesome stories from the Bible. So today we learned quite an awesome lesson, boys and girls. God is looking for boys and girls who are going to have their eyes fixed on the goal, fixed on the mission. So today I want to ask you, and you, if you're watching at home, you can join us as we make a choice. How many of you today want to say, I don't want to be double-minded. I don't want to be off focus. I want to set my eyes on the goal. I want to set my eyes on Jesus. If you want to be among those 300 who chose to keep their eyes on the goal, can you raise your hand today? If you want to keep your eyes on Jesus, I'm so glad you do, boys and girls. Yeah, yellow ball, eyes on Jesus, yellow ball. All right. And I hope you watching at home are making the same choice as well, to keep your eyes on Jesus. So God bless you. Remember, kids, be busy in the Bible. We'll see you next time.